see. Dominant talk show industry. Welcome to wrestling. I'm
Yeah.
This is episode 53.
53. Yep.
I am Carter, aka Scales all day.
I am Keaton, aka always wanted to be a member of Dipset. Still do.
In this episode, we will be talking about our four superstars and our hearts that we think could be on
the Mt Rushmore of Wrestling. So make sure you go back, like, subscribe, comment.
Make sure you guys go like, follow, subscribe, Carter, Instagram, Carter_TV. Hit that subscribe button, turn on those bell notifications, bling, 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 boom, 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 boom.
So we'll also do our backlash
predictions, because it's happening this weekend.
Yep. So we'll do our backlash predictions and we'll talk about Mount Rushmore. So Go ahead and give us some matches.
The first match is a
rematch.
Yep, one out of the 3 rematches.
Backlash is all rematches.
Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes. Who do you have?
I'm going Cody Rhodes here.
Cody Rhodes, okay. And I have to agree, Cody Rhodes. They didn't bring him to bury him.
Yeah, I think Cody Rhodes. Yeah, but the whole Backlash WrestleMania thing is just, to us, it's, it's just them filling in some space because they needed something to happen on a pay-per-view.
They also have another pay-per-view that's coming up next month.
Okay. All right.
The next match is Madcap Moss and Happy Corbin. Who do you have?
I'm going to go Moss.
Madcap? Okay.
Let's go Moss, yeah. Carter's filling in out. She can give you some behind-the-scenes productions going on.
I'm going to actually go. I'm going to go. I think Madcap Moss because he's the
Corbin?
big. No.
Oh, you going Moss also?
I don't like Corbin anymore. He used to be my favorite.
Joe still likes him.
He used to be one of my favorites. Now he's just turned into a terrible.
We only have 5 matches here. Excuse me, I'm certainly going to announce more, but right now this is what we have.
I wish we had the sad Corbin when he was homeless.
Yeah.
That would have been a better one. Okay.
Oh, gosh.
A rematch again, second one. Ronda, Charlotte.
This is an I quit match. Ronda Rousey is not going to say I quit. I'm going Ronda. She's not saying I quit.
I'm saying Ronda because she was supposed to win at WrestleMania, but I think they thought she had an injury or something. Something happened, and Charlotte won. Or they probably just did it so they could do a rematch at WrestleMania Backlash.
Yeah.
This one is a big one. Bloodline, undisputed Universal Champion, Tag Team Champions. They deleted the Tag Team Unification match between RK Bro and Usos, which is very terrible, very terrible. And they added Drew McIntyre in the match. So Bloodline versus RK Bro and Drew McIntyre.
Well, I'm going Bloodline. It's easy. The easiest. No other winner there.
I would have preferred the unification match to see RK Bro double champions or Usos double champions, whatever one.
I would have preferred to see Roman versus Drew McIntyre and then the Usos versus, them boys.
I'm going to actually go with RK Bro.
You got RK Bro here? Okay, all right.
Drew McIntyre.
Okay, all right, that's our first disagreement.
I am a Bro fan.
Okay. You do have the t-shirt. But you had the Bloodline t-shirt too.
I like my champion t-shirt.
All right, give us the last match.
The last match is a terrible match. This is in the kickoff show. I'm just going to take a guess. It's Bobby Lashley and Omos.
Wow.
Ooh, his fall.
Who are you going for?
I still got it in my mind. His fall.
Him like falling out the ring. Who are you going for?
You're first.
I'm going to go Omos.
Omos? Why? Because he's got MVP on his side.
I just said.
You don't even know? You don't even know that MVP turned his back on Bobby?
Doesn't matter. It's going to be a who cares match.
I'm going to say Bobby. Why couldn't they put Bobby Lashley against someone
formidable?
Strong. Maybe a little stronger than him. Okay, well, that's it.
Cool. All right, well, let's get into Mount Rushmore.
Let's get into it.
We talk about it all the time. The Mount Rushmore is essentially 4 founding fathers of United States, their contributions, so forth. They call them the founding fathers. So there's, if you guys haven't seen it, look it up. I don't know how much more I can tell you. There's 4. And in basketball, they always talk about the Mount Rushmore. Probably basketball more than any sport because it can be singular based. But we have a Mount Rushmore of Wrestling. And we have a list of persons that we believe could be on the Mount Rushmore. And then we're going to push our list, our large list, down into 4 people, if we can agree on it.
The 4 horsemen.
It's not going to be the 4 horsemen. Ole does not belong on the, he does not belong on the Mount Rushmore.
The original 4 horsemen.
No.
Not Chris Benoit.
Benoit. What did you call him? Kids.
Okay. First person. Speaking of 4 horsemen,
and this isn't coming in any order of who we like, but this is we just broke down a bunch of names.
We did not put this in alphabetical order.
No.
Order.
You should start from the bottom, actually, or you can start from the top. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll start with the bottom. If you can know me.
Oh, it's gonna be. You're not gonna just name me. Okay.
That's one of the best entrances in WWE, who's still current in WWE.
Yeah. He is a legend. He is a legend in wrestling.
He won the most championships.
Well, let's go through our list first, and then we'll go person for person. Okay. We're gonna run off the list, and then we'll go person for person. Go ahead.
Okay. Then we have Macho Man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ultimate Warrior.
Mm-hmm. That's him shaking the ropes.
Yeah. Rey Mysterio.
Okay.
Person who started the Luchas.
Mm-hmm.
Mick Foley. Dude Love. Blah, 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 blah. Dusty Rhodes. You want to chill?
Can
I do it?
Sure, if you want to.
I had to.
Yeah.
Roddy Piper.
Yeah.
Chris Jericho.
Yep.
Randy Orton. John Cena. Shawn Michaels.
Okay.
Bret Hart. Triple H.
Okay.
Undertaker. Stone Cold Steve Austin. The Rock. Hulk Hogan. Ric Flair.
Okay, all right, that's a good list. I mean, I'm sure we're probably missing a person or two, but that is a pretty good list. All these people we think made significant contributions to wrestling. So let's get into it. Who do you want to talk about first? It doesn't matter. You can go on any list, and I can just check them off as we talk about it.
Okay, let's start with Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Okay, all right. We were out today and we saw a guy with an Austin 316 shirt on, and it's undeniable. It's you could see it across a room.
In my opinion, I like The Rock better than Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Well, it's not a if or.
It's like Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels.
So, Stone Cold, just to kind of give you a backstory on him, he was in WCW. He was Stunning Steve. He was the ringmaster with Ted DiBiase. He's a $1 million champion. He became king of the ring, and that's when he became Stone Cold Steve Austin 316. If you guys don't know, you haven't seen it, go back and watch King of the Ring. I don't recall the year, but he basically this one rant by him just basically put him way over, and he was just one of the greatest champions. He was the person that we looked up to because he went in every single day to work and beat on his boss, and they had a great rivalry.
That was probably one of the only times where Vince was actually a good help. That Pat McAfee Vince rivalry was terrible.
Vince was much younger. He was,
much younger.
He was doing the roids, getting jacked, and he was wrestling.
And he wasn't botching a stunner.
Yeah. So Stone Cold, in my opinion, one of the and he was just in this WrestleMania just passed. We loved it. I was so nervous to see him wrestle again. He was a bit slow, but
he picked up the pace.
The Rattlesnake is best, in my opinion. The Rattlesnake is one of the top guys ever in wrestling.
He probably wasted the most beers in the ring.
Yeah, he did. He drank like 24 beers.
No, his whole career.
Yeah, so that's Stone Cold. Multiple times Intercontinental champion, multiple times world champion. United States champion in WCW, tag champion in WCW. He is most, and I think at one particular time he had the most sales of any wrestlers, like, far as from the t-shirts and his action figures and stuff. Like, he held the record for the longest time.
I want some water bottles so I can just do this.
Not in my kitchen. So that's Stone Cold. Who do you want to go to next?
Let's talk about someone who was actually one of Stone Cold's toughest rivalries. Bret Hart.
Okay, all right. Do you want me to talk about it? I just
Yeah.
talked about Stone Cold. We should have someone that you could talk. I'll talk about Bret Hart. He's the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. Undoubtedly the most recognized face on earth between the years of 1992 and 1996. He was one of the most popular baby faces. He was from Canada, from the Dungeon family, Stu Hart and them boys. He just, he's a great wrestler. He was very technical, very technical savvy. His ability to wrestle outweighed his charisma, which was 1,000% also. He was the perfect package. I do think he influenced a lot of the modern day wrestlers. Not so, like, I wouldn't put him over Stone Cold. Stone Cold's reign was so much smaller, but it was so much more to pop culture. Like the Stone Cold Stunner, when we were in high school, we would like Stone Cold stun people in the hallways. You can't put someone in a sharpshooter. It just didn't make sense. Stone Cold was like the quintessential wrestler.
Who just walks down the hallways and someone stuns you?
School was different when I went. I don't think they do that stuff anymore. But it's almost like Randy Orton doing his move on people just out of nowhere. You could kick someone in the gut.
The only thing they still do is 2 words. That's like the only thing they still do.
So again, Bret Hart, yes, great, love him, but I don't think he needs to go further in this discussion. What do you think? Stone Cold is gonna go further in this discussion, and we're gonna keep compacting our list. But Bret Hart, legend.
Oh, so he's one of your top. He's one of your 4.
No. I'm not put an X because we're not going to take him any further.
Oh.
So let's pick someone that you can give us a little bit about.
No, Edge.
Yeah, there you go. Go Edge.
Edge. People might say he's way over his career. People may say he's in the middle of it. But I think Edge is just in the middle of it. He's not in the beginning. The original Edge, where he was like a weird with Christian.
He was like a vampire, like
it
was weird.
That was a little weird.
He wore the kitchen drapes a lot. Yeah,
that was weird.
Yeah.
The Edge, he's always up on the top, no matter what he does.
Yeah.
Got a recent heel turn. He's gonna be the one to help Damian Priest to that world title picture soon.
Oh, he's getting his own stable. That's right.
Yeah. He's gonna help a few people here and there.
I'll tell you, we experienced 2 different Edge. He experiencing this Edge now, and he's on the top level. Edge is right now he's a champion contender in anyone's book. I think today he's way over on the mic. He's a leader. The Edge I experienced when I was watching Edge was Edge, the tag team, Edge and Christian, much different. As you said,
hasn't even won a championship yet.
Well, he's won a world title because he had to relinquish it right before he left wrestling.
No, like. At my Edge.
Oh, no, he won a world title. So the Edge in between us watching it won a world title. But again, I think Edge is great, but I don't think he should go any further on this list.
No, he shouldn't.
All right, so let's move on.
He does not make it to 4.
Who do you want to go next with?
I'm going to go with Randy Orton.
Okay, all right, now we're talking. All right.
He had a really great episode on that show.
Yeah, we watched Evil on that network that doesn't pay us. And we, Randy Orton, he's great.
Raw Tag Team Champions, still in the business today. He's been here. He had his 20-year anniversary.
How many world titles does he have right now? He's close to the record.
I'm guessing he probably has
I think he's at like 14 or 15 and the record's 16. But you look, I'll keep talking. So we watched this, we watched Evil, and it basically gave you the 10 times. So he's only at 10. Okay, he's got a way to go.
No, that's WWE World Champion.
Oh, so he's at 14. Okay, so he's at 14. So he's got 2 more to go, which Edge is right now. He's tag champion with, he's an RK Bro.
Yeah, he's helping Riddle.
Yeah.
He's
still got a lot left in him. He's I think he coasts a little bit here and there. But he still could be in the world title picture. The only thing about Randy Orton, and again, I honestly think we can push him forward because he is a legend in his own right. And he's done great things in wrestling. He's recognizable across a lot of different facets of wrestling. His style of wrestling is great. He's got a great finisher. So I think we can push him further. I think we could, because right now we only have Stone Cold in that. I'm saying Edge. Randy Orton he can go
He can make it to the 4.
Yeah, okay. We'll see. Let's see. So who's next?
Shawn Michaels.
Okay, all right.
Shawn Michaels.
You talk about him. I don't want to talk about him.
Mr. WrestleMania, boy toy. We had a previous episode, I believe it was last week, where we talked about Bret and Shawn. Check it out if you did not see it. But I talked about his heel turn, and it was the greatest thing. After his heel turn, he won. A year later, he won Intercontinental Champion, then Tag Championships. Then he went all the way to the World Championships, and I think that was all the championships at the time. So you could call him Triple Crown Champion. And he did all that in 5 years. All that in 5 years. He was with Diesel for a little bit, then turned on Diesel. No, Diesel turned on him, I believe.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't remember that.
We'll see. Yeah, I think so.
But I like him without Diesel.
So do we push Shawn Michaels forward?
Yes.
I think that's more...
Bret Hart, no. Shawn, yeah.
I don't know why are you so anti-Bret? It doesn't make any sense to not like someone you don't know. All right, let's talk about Ric Flair. He was the first name I wrote down, and it wasn't for any rhyme or reason, but he does hold the record, 16 world championships.
But did you know that out of the 16, 8 was NWA?
It doesn't matter. Still a world.
Did WWE buy NWA?
No. WCW bought NWA.
Oh,
and they absorbed in. So that big title came from NWA, and it was the NWA title became the World WCW title.
I was
and then WWE, WWF/WWE bought WCW, which already absorbed NWA. Oh. So it all counts. It all counts. So 16, 4 Horsemen. He is also one of the persons that changed pop culture. Ric Flair, he's a limousine riding, gator shoes, all of you see his influence, not just inside wrestling, but outside of wrestling. And I mean, Ric Flair deserves to move forward as this. We don't have to go so detailed into everybody because we're going to talk a little bit more about him.
Let's go.
Let's roll through the list.
He makes it. Okay.
He's going. Well, these aren't going to be actually on the thing. We're just getting rid of the people we don't need to talk about anymore. Okay. We're going to shrink our list a little bit.
Let's go for Rock.
The Rock is yes.
First African American World WWE Champion, although he's half.
If Rock was to come back to wrestling today, they would do insane numbers just because it's The Rock. His influence, his story, everything about The Rock. I'm gonna say yes because I do want to talk more about him, but not just yet.
Hulk Hogan.
That's a yes.
That's a yes.
That's a yes.
We just know.
So
only person
so far we haven't got many. But let's talk about some people we're going to knock off the list. So we have Mick Foley here. Mick Foley, I think mankind do love. Wow, he's had some of the greatest wrestling matches, and he is leave it all out there. I don't think he deserves to be on Mount Rushmore. Nope. So let's just get him out of here. Rey Mysterio.
Nope.
We also
the
Rey Mysterio when I watched as a kid compared to Rey Mysterio
I watch this now. Rey Mysterio, especially Bash at the Beach when he went against Chris Jericho. Yeah, that was a nice match.
Yeah, so I do think Rey Mysterio does not belong, but he has done a whole lot for the luchas and the mass wrestlers.
Ultimate Warrior.
I say no for Ultimate Warrior.
No.
I say no for Macho Man also.
No.
Okay, all right, let's move along. Dusty Rhodes. Now, Dusty Rhodes for me is not just as a wrestler, because he wrestled in a time but he wrestled in a way and he trained in a way to put so many other people over. I don't have a whole lot of stats on Dusty Rhodes. I think for us, it's a lot of stories that people tell about Dusty Rhodes is what we kind of get. Because I think I've seen him wrestle a handful of times.
I've never seen him wrestle.
I think he could be on this, but for sake of, we're not going to push him through.
No.
But shouts out to Dusty Rhodes. Rest in peace, Dusty Rhodes. I think 70s and 80s and early 90s. Roddy Piper.
No.
I love Roddy Piper. I love everything. Like the match he had with Goldust. And that was he was beyond his time. It was a street fight. Such a great match. But we're not pushing Roddy Piper through. Chris Jericho's had multiple careers. As a kid, I felt like he was a kid, and I kind of grew up with Chris Jericho. I think I would move Chris Jericho on to our next conversation because he went from one basic wrestling promotion and he went to a brand new built wrestling promotion, and he still was kind of like the top guy. His influence there. He is a great wrestler. I think his, all his gimmicks are great. So I think we do push him through. What about John Cena? Oh, he looks like a girl on there. Oh, that hair is horrible. Yes for John Cena?
No.
No? John Cena, I would think yes, but you saying no? I mean, for what he like took a whole span of wrestling and put it on his back and kind of carried it.
He was like a weird rapper when he first came in. Remember?
That was his gimmick.
Yeah, no.
Are you saying no to John Cena? Okay, all right. How did he get like Shawn Michaels was on with John Cena?
Undertaker, definitely.
The thing about Undertaker is he's important to wrestling, and he's one of the most important wrestlers WWE has. That's why they continue to sign him to lifetime contracts.
Yeah.
He, undefeated through all these WrestleManias, and he lost to Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
I don't know because of his body of work, because he wasn't really a championship holding wrestler.
Yeah, but he built WWE.
I know he had championships, but he did not, he was great. The casket matches were great.
He built it.
So you wanted to, okay, we'll
Yeah.
take it. All right, Triple H. I would push Triple H through because Triple H continues to do, he just retired, just left his boots in the ring recently, but he had continued to do great things. And not only that, he also created a new brand, NXT. I don't know if he created it, but I know he helped architect, put it together.
Yeah.
And for that, I think,
Road Dogg Jesse James.
yeah, for that, I think
Shawn
we have to
Michaels.
consider him.
Yes.
So let's go down here. So we have Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, The Rock, Stone Cold, Undertaker, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Randy Orton, Chris Jericho, and Edge. And you guys will realize we don't have, like, Roman Reigns isn't on this list. We don't have a lot of newer guys, because those guys still have a whole lot of their career to go. Randy Orton is in Edge, of course, is wrestling now, but those guys are way past the point where we consider them legends.
We're picking four now.
So let's pick out four. So let me ask you this. So let's just do this. Let's say if we had to pick two for sure to put on there, and then we discuss the other two. What will be your two for sure out of this?
The Rock and Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels is a heart thing for you. It's not really.
The Rock and
Shawn Michaels makes no sense.
Come on.
Okay. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna have two Mount Rushmores. Carter's gonna have his, because I will never put Shawn Michaels on my Mount Rushmore. And I'm gonna have mine. So you are gonna do Shawn Michaels and The Rock.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a little more sane with my choices. So I'm gonna say Hulk Hogan
No.
and Ric Flair. And I'll tell you why. Hulk Hogan, undoubtedly, he got into wrestling at a time where wrestling was booming, and he took something that was booming and he made it international. He made it worldwide. He took something that was already enormous and made it gargantuan. And same thing for Ric Flair. Ric Flair he was way beyond his time. And he kept between Hulk Hogan kept WWF on his back for like a decade and a half. And then Ric Flair kept NWA and WCW on his back for, I think, about the same amount of time. And then Ric Flair went on to have a pretty good career in WCW. Same thing for Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan, he had the NWO, and he was the third man, and I think that's why he has to be considered. Like, when you think wrestling, you automatically think Hulk Hogan. I think you automatically think Ric Flair. Those are probably your two most popular people ever. You can ask someone that's 90, who do you know in wrestling? They'll say Hulk Hogan. And you probably can also ask someone that's like 9, and they'll say the same thing. Or they may not say Hulk Hogan, but they'll know who Hulk Hogan is. Mm-hmm. So why your two?
The Rock. I love The Rock. He's really great.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Triple H had a really good rivalry. I remember that one. The People's Champ, and his movies are great.
Yeah.
Out of wrestling, he's good.
Mm-hmm.
Shawn Michaels.
Mm-hmm.
Shawn Michaels is great. Multi-time world champion. He got rid of that Marty Jannetty weirdo.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so happy. Because if he didn't, I would be so different right now.
Carter's list it's from the heart. It isn't. It doesn't make sense to her, but it's from the heart. So, if you had to pick your third person,
Can I pick one that's already on yours?
yeah, no, you can put on yours whoever you want. It doesn't matter if they're on mine.
Okay.
Who you going?
Hulk Hogan.
You on Hulk Hogan?
Yeah.
I figured as much. I figured if he's not on there,
Yeah.
that something's wrong.
He ended Andre the Giant's 15-year undefeated.
Oh, we didn't have Andre the Giant on here, but again, we wouldn't have pushed him through. If I had to take someone else, I am going to take. I am going to also take The Rock. The Rock transcended wrestling, and he became one of the most famous people in the world. Great wrestling skill. All these guys we're talking about, they all have amazing wrestling skills. What they do in the ring is like a symphony. It's beautiful, and we love it. But again, like, you know, I think it's a no-brainer. The Rock has to be on here. So far you have Shawn Michaels, you have The Rock, you have Hulk Hogan. I have Hulk Hogan, I have Ric Flair, and I have The Rock. And so the difference is you have Shawn Michaels, I have Ric Flair. Who is going to be your fourth person on your Mount Rushmore?
It's going to be hard. I'm thinking about Undertaker, and I'm thinking about Ric Flair.
Okay.
Oof, Ric Flair, not created, but made NWA great. Although I didn't get to watch a lot of it.
We can always go back and watch it.
And then went to WCW and did what he did.
So, 16-time champion, 18-time NWA, 6-time WCW, and 2-time WWF champion.
Yeah. I'm going to pick Ric Flair.
You going Ric Flair here?
Yep.
Okay, so it's worth noting that you left off a bunch of people that could be on your list, like a Stone Cold.
No, Rock. I have Rock.
Yeah, no, I get it. You know,
It's not room for both.
So, no Randy Orton, no Chris Jericho.
No Chris Jericho.
No Undertaker.
No.
Okay.
No Dad.
So for me, it's easy. For me, it's very easy. You know, again, Hulk Hogan, great. Ric Flair, amazing. The Rock, transcended. Stone Cold is everything to wrestling. So Stone Cold, to me, is so our lists are a little different here. We differ where you have Shawn Michaels and I have Stone Cold.
Yeah.
So just put it in retrospect. So your Mount Rushmore is, you know, who do you want? Who do you have? How do you have it in a row? Because it's 4 people. How do you have it? Who's your?
Shawn Michaels, Rock, Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan.
Who's your top guy on this list? Is it Hulk Hogan or is it Shawn Michaels?
Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels is George Washington. Because he's on. I think he's on the Mount Rushmore. I don't know. For me, it's Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, The Rock, and Stone Cold. Of course, Hulk Hogan is he's my first, my son. Yeah, again, yep.
Oh.
Yep, George Washington is the first person on there. And Lincoln is the last. And again, like, you know, so it's Hogan, it's Flair, it's Stone Cold and The Rock. Well, you really couldn't mix those two. It really wouldn't matter to me. But undoubtedly, though, that is what wrestling without these 4 people would not be wrestling. It wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. You know, the things that were done in wrestling, they were done because you had these 4 gentlemen there. You know, 4 Horsemen, NWO, Nation of Domination with The Rock. You know, Smell What the Rock is cooking with the eyebrow up. And Stone Cold. You know, So Cold Stunner, Stomping the Mud Hole. You know, we got so many sayings from wrestling. So I do love my list, not yours as much, but that's fine.
Because Shawn Michaels is in it?
That's fine. So
let's take it away.
Let's get
Make
on
sure you
out of
guys
here.
go like, follow, share, subscribe, go to our Instagram, click. See you next time.
See you next time, people. Can't believe you like the Stone Cold Stunner. Shawn Michaels.